There's the Gilsonite mine right there. What's that?
I don't know which way that went, but see right there is the cinder brick.
Oh yeah.
That's the cinder brick, a part of the wall, but I can't tell whether it went that way or whether it went that way now.
Uh-huh. Now this was the bathhouse?
Yeah. You see right here. I'm presuming maybe it went up this way, looking at this right here.
Yeah, there's some concrete right there.
Mm-hmm,
now this was the place where they had the hot Gilsonite water?
Mm-hmm. That's where you change your clothes from your work clothes to your going and coming clothes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But this right here looks level, like it might have been, but I can't tell.
Where did you guys park the cars?
Just right over there on that little.
Did the road come over here?
Yeah, it was just. I mean, it wasn't a road like that.
But that was the road.
End.
So you guys parked over there across the road.
And we'll come over here, and then big trucks, and they'd come in to get it. They could go clear out around the dock. And
so there was a dock where they would load the trucks
that's
up.
What that stuff over there is, all that hillside right over there, because that was it was built up to where it's the same level as the truck.
Oh, okay.
And then you just put boards from that. I mean, you know, dirt slope, and you just put boards from the dock over to the side of the truck, and you'd wheel it in on these little two-wheel carts.
Two-wheel carts onto the trucks.
Uh-huh.
Let's take a look at the mine here again. I gotta get this on tape here. So this is the
that stump right over there. That's where the little blacksmith house was, where they sharpened the picks and things.
Uh-huh.
And that wood standing up there, the anvil sit on top of that.
That little stump right there is where the anvil was.
Uh-huh.
Because you remember that.
Yeah.
And was it a wooden little shack thing?
Well, it was just kind of a frame with tin
Right.
on it.
And then this here is the dock where they would load up the Gilsonite.
They had that. It's been tore apart, Dean. It used to be a lot bigger than this. I mean, you know.
A lot higher.
Well, not so much higher, but see this right here has all been dug out. It used to go way out there.
Oh.
See, there's the old privy.
Oh, that's the bathroom?
Yeah.
That's your outhouse.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So if you guys had to do some business, you came up the shaft to do it.
You had to.
You didn't do it down the shaft somewhere, huh?
No. See, like I say, this is, for some reason, I don't know why, they tore the old dock all apart. There used to be, probably right in here, is where they had a great big bin where they pulled the ore up off with the derrick.
Yeah.
And then that bucket would dump over.
So they would make a pile of the
Well,
Gilsonite?
it went into a great big bin. And then they had this cleaning device that run it over screens.
Oh.
And the guy was up there in the top, and what rocks we would miss down the hole, he would find them and throw them out. And then it would separate it from fine to medium to coarse to lump.
Right.
And it would go in different.
So people could buy fine, coarse, or different grades of the Gilsonite.
Yeah.
So that's the actual hole right there.
They burnt the old wooden buildings and bins and things down. See, that's some burnt wood right there. But see this right? Hang on here. See this right here? See, that's melted Gilsonite.
Melted Gilsonite.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell it's melted?
It's shinier and
Take a
slicker.
look at that. Oh yeah, it's shinier and slicker.
You know. But see, it's not as heavy.
Oh no, it's very light. Yeah.
See see how this has been melted right here?
Uh-huh.
So they burnt the old wood, and look right here. See how that's shiny and melted?
Oh yeah.
Now see, the top of that's been melted, but the bottom hasn't.
The bottom's still the normal stuff. Oops.
Whoops.
I think I'm going to take that piece.
Stuff down.
Now explain a little bit more about this hole here. That's the actual hole.
Uh-huh. See, it's divided over to the end of these planks that go this way, and then there's a board saw there. Now this over here is where the bucket would go up and down, and that over there was kind of a manway and an airway. the air would go down and circulate and come back up.
Oh, okay.
And then they had the hoist house, like I say, was sitting right over in there. And they had that's what that block of cement is, come to think about it. That's what held the fan down.
Oh, that block right there?
Yeah. And the hoist house was just back of it.
Now, were the fans in the mine, or were the fans?
No, it was up on top.
And then they had a hose?
And then they had a great big pipe.
Oh, pipe.
And then when you'd go down to your drifts, you'd take and drift off from that big pipe with little pipes that would go back in your...
So there's just air coming out of this pipe the whole time?
Yeah. And that would go back in and then circulate and come up.
Wow. So this hole, how far does this hole go down?
This one here, I think, is right close to 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet. And then you've got the offshoots.
Uh-huh.
And how far off did the offshoots go?
I think Granddad and I had about the furthest one back, and we figured it was right close to 1,000 feet.
So 1,000 feet in one of these directions?
Uh-huh. Right down that way.
How come you guys didn't hit things like the oil, you know, the deposits that they're pumping out here?
We wasn't near that deep.
Oh, how deep do these oil wells go down?
Probably 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet.
Anywhere from 3,000 maybe to 5 or 6. They're not very deep, but it's a lot deeper than, you know.
How long did Granddad work in this mine?
Oh, I don't know. For a long time is all I can tell you.
Long time?
Uh-huh. But see, like I say, down, you go down the road, and right down here there's kind of a hill. You go down off it, and there's what they called the old number 15 and the incline. That's where he started. And one mine down there, they figured was over 1,500 feet.
Now, is it like this one here?
Same thing, only the vein was wider, and they went a lot deeper.
So that's where he got his start.
Well, I don't know. He didn't get his start there. He worked out to the rainbow, but over here, yeah.
Right in this area.
Uh-huh.
So he worked that mine, this one.
And there's one right up there.
And it's the same thing.
Two down. Well, there's 3 right down below this hill. I don't think he worked in all 3 of them because we put one of them down. I think after he went out to Bonanza or got sick, or it's been too long ago. I can't remember. I mean, you know. Because when I left here, I just left everything behind me.
Now, do they all follow the same model?
Yeah,
I mean, as far as you got the fan on the right, and you got the
veins right here just go right down through the country. And well, actually, there's 2 veins here. See, that one up there is off to the west, just a little bit of this one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether we can still find it, but right up here, you could see the surface. It comes to the surface.
Oh, you can see it?
And right down through here, you could find them on the surface.
Well, let's see if we can see what it looks like when it comes
Like I say,
in.
I don't know whether we can find them now or not. Rotation and whatnot might have.
It takes a long time, huh? Wow. So this is kind of desolate country. I mean, this is out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I could find them down this way.
Maybe
we can up this way.
Okay, well, let's take a look. I'm wondering how well preserved the other mines are. Do you know what I mean?
No, they'll be just like what this one is.
Oh, Oh, that's got a hole on one side of it, so yeah, a hole like that.
Because all of this out here, where this hump is, that all used to be dock. You could have, this dock was big enough that they probably had, 10,000 different sizes of sacks of gilsonite sitting on it.
10,000?
Probably.
Wow.
At given time.
And you guys did 10 tons each a day? 10 tons. Each sack held 200 pounds.
Well, some of them, yeah, when they were sacking it down the hole, they would run from like 125 pounds up to 200 pounds.
And so you guys would do like 100 a day? 100 sacks.
And then when they brought it up on top and started to grade it, then they put it in 50-pound sacks and 100-pound sacks. Well, some of the big sacks are still up to 150 pounds even. Wow.
Those must have been pretty big sacks because this stuff doesn't weigh a lot.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think what I could compare a 50-pound sack of gilsonite to a 50-pound sack of today. I can't think of anything of today what you might be acquainted with. You know.
Well, I know like a sack of grain. How much is in a sack of grain?
Well, nowadays they have rolled grain is 50 pounds.
Okay.
And that's a sack, what, that wide, that thick, that, yeah, so something on that order. This little ditch right here, the Gilsonite down here, is where they dump the water. When they'd bail the water out of the mine, they would dump it, and it would come down this little draw right here. And so that's why a lot of this Gilsonite's.
Oh, this is just washed out from
Yeah.
the.
When they'd bail that water out of the bottom of the mine, there'd be a lot of Gilsonite.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Gilsonite right there on that one.
Yeah,
It looks like there was something here.
It's just guilty that's washed down here one way or another. I don't know whether I can still find those veins down through here or not.
This is just washed up Gilsonite.
Yeah.
This is not your natural deposit. This isn't what it looks like then.
No, your natural deposits will only be, like I say, maybe 6 inches wide.
Yeah, that's just stuff.
See, that's been melted. I see that that's been covered up with dirt.
Yeah.
See, the weather hasn't.
Oh, so this is like the real thing.
Yeah.
That is
When
Gilsonite.
they burnt those old buildings and stuff, it's probably melted and run down here along with being washed down here from, you know.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's been better than 20 years or so, I'll bet, since I've been out here, you know.
20 years ago you were out here.
Probably just goofing off, not
yeah,
working.
yeah, why did you come out here 20 years ago?
Just goofing off, just like we're doing now.
Just looking around, remembering what you were doing? When did you find these veins? How did you know they were out here?
Well, I don't know. They found them probably before my days.
But did you ever come out here and walk? I mean,
yeah.
While you were working, or?
Well, not so much while we was working, but we used to, when we was first married, we used to get in the car and just drive out over these hills. And,
oh, you and Aunt Janice, yeah.
And Granddad and Grandmother used to bring us out here a lot.
It sounds like he had a little bit of affection for the mining
He was a miner.
in his blood.
Yeah.
So he'd bring you guys out here to show you where he worked, and
And like I say, we used to come out here. Yeah, right here. I think this is one of the. I think this is probably one of the test holes right here where they.
this is the test hole.
Where they followed the vein to see where it come. I think that's probably what that is there. But see, the weathers has filled them all up and everything to where you.
Well, would it come on the surface in rock?
It comes down through here.
And it
It travels north to a little bit east.
What does it look like on the surface?
Just like that. Just a little strip about so wide.
Solid?
Yeah. And it's just solid gilsonite and then rocks on both sides of it. It used to come to the surface around here someplace.
And there wasn't enough for them to actually dig it out or anything?
No,
It was just,
you have to dynamite it down probably the first 100 feet or better, 200 feet.
oh really? To get anything serious out of it?
To make it wide enough so you could get in and out.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at now, but it's,
Well,
yeah, and so it's right up and down right through here someplace.
well, I think it would. I imagine it would be somewhere where there's other rocks, rather than in a sandy area. But I'm not a geologist, so I don't.
Well, me too, but it does come up in these sand areas.
In an area where you don't even have any rock.
Might be able to see it right here in this wash.
Oh yeah. That looks like a piece of gilsonite right here. No, that's just a rock.
That's just a rock.
This is a natural wash here.
Yeah. When you go down the road where those big rocks, cliffs are right there,
Yeah.
that's what they call a Parriette wash.
Parriette wash.
And there it goes. You can see where it goes way up the country. And
Is that it right there in the wash?
that's a piece of pipe.
No, but it looks like there's a black area down there in the wash. See right there?
Oh, no. I think it would, if anything, I would say it was right there. Maybe that's a little bit, that Gilsonite, see right over there?
Where?
That black stuff right over on the side of the wash.
I don't see it. Oh, that there?
Oh, that looks like maybe it'd be,
That looks like something somebody dumped there.
it might be.
Well, what about this right here?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Is that it?
I believe it is.
This is a natural Gilsonite.
No,
No?
that's just some.
How can you tell if it's the real thing? Because when you kick it around, they're still underneath.
Well, it's hard. You can't kick it around unless it's been broke up or something.
Oh, it's a solid vein. Yeah, I don't see where there's a solid vein.
Can't see it now, Dean. So.
But you remember there being a...
Oh yeah, you could see two different. There'd be one vein here and then probably over here, maybe 40, 50 feet. Then there was another. But one of them was just a fake vein. It was just a finger,
Right.
you might say.
Huh.
It didn't go down only just a little ways. Anyway.
Because it seems like there's some dark stuff over there.
Well, but see that right up there.
You got to line it up with
Core
the...
is where the shaft or the vein comes right down through here. Now maybe we're just a little bit too far west. I don't. But yeah, I can't remember.
It's been so long.
But I know you used to see it.
Okay, we finally found it here. That is a vein right there.
I think that's it right there. I don't have anything to dig out with.
Right. But if you kick it, you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it don't crumble up like. See, that's still hard.
Oh yeah, that's definitely that's the real thing there. That's not stuff you can just kick away.
I don't think that's been washed in or anything. I think that.
Yeah, it just turns into solid, solid Gilsonite there.
Wish we had something to dig it with a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think that's. You see, even here where this sand is, you go down 3 or 4 feet and you hit solid rock. If you can go 3 feet, you're lucky.
Well, I can see here we've got solid rock, and that's pretty much what the rock is all the way in the mine.
Yeah.
So to get to the Gilsonite, you've got to break through this kind of rock.
Go through that rock.
And that's not sandstone. That's tough stuff.
That's hard.
Yeah. Wow.
See, these veins lay in there like this. They're not straight up and down.
They go down.
They slope just a little bit from the east to the west. You know, I don't know how many degrees or anything, but it does have a little bit of a slope.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the vein. That's fascinating.
I'm sure of that.
So your prospector would just come along here and look for that kind of
If
stuff.
he'd seen that black stuff like that, he'd start digging and
Hopefully he'd get lucky.
What
And
it was.
so for them to dig the mine up there, they must have found something like this.
They found better
Yeah. See, here's
prospects up
another
there.
piece right here. That's the actual vein.
I think it is. See, there's some more of it right up there.
So you'd come with your wife, and you guys would just kind of look around, and
Yeah. Just
there's another piece of it right there.
See there? See, that's the vein right there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. That's the vein of Gilsonite.
It goes over to that rock right there. That's about. Yeah, I think that's it right there. And that's about how wide it is, and as it gets wider, as you go down.
How wide does it get?
It was down, when you get down to about where we quit here, if I remember right, it was about 42 to 48 inches wide.
That's not, I mean, that's...
When you shoveled, going this way, the wall sloped enough that you had to learn to shovel left-handed. See, I shovel this way.
Right.
But I couldn't because that wall was hanging over me.
Yeah.
And so you had to learn to shovel this way. because this wall was the leaning wall, or the sloping wall. You
Wow.
follow me?
Yeah, yeah, because it sloped. It was on an angle. It wasn't straight. Yeah, that's definitely
I'm sure
that's the real thing right there.
I'm sure that's one of them. And now let's see.
It must just keep on going up here.
I don't know which one this is. Whether this would be the eastern or the west.
So somebody determined that this just wasn't worth digging out.
Yeah, I think it was the east one. It only went down just a little ways, and then it turned off into solid rock.
Yeah, there's some more right here. That might or might not. Also where the Gilsonite.
Yeah, where the water went.
This is all your tailings too in here.
Mm-hmm.
So you came here after the mine was started.
Oh yeah, it was quite deep before it might have been down 800, 900 feet when I
900 feet when you started, huh?
started work. Probably right in here somewhere.
That's where the mine is, right there.
They dumped the they scraped the ore down in this trench deal right there.
They dumped the ore into that trench?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so right there, down there is where the last mine was.
Yeah, way down there.
And this is where the other mine was.
That one down there is the oldest of these two here, but you go on down off the hill into the Parriette Wash, and there's two of them down there that's older than either one of these.
Uh-huh.
And then there's one down a little bit further that's newer than either one of these.
Huh. And you walked up from that one.
Up to here to work. Uh-huh.
Wow. So you had a trench that you put the ore in?
That deal right there.
You just dumped it in there?
Uh-huh. They just dumped it from the derrick, and then, like I said, they had a little scraper thing
Yeah.
that they pulled back and forth on a cable with a winch, with electric.
Oh.
Just scraped the ore down in there, and then they come. I can't remember what they loaded it with. But they had a little 2-ton dump truck, and they'd come and load it out of this trench and haul it over to that plant, over to Myton to clean it and process it and grind it.
Right.
Whatever.
Huh. And this vein just it gave up because they didn't have enough water.
Well, this one
couldn't-
here didn't have any water in it, but it just petered out.
What about the other one down there that we looked at before?
Well, that's why they quit it had so much water in it.
Because that is
top was all mined
that
out.
maybe why they didn't fill that one up? Maybe someday someone will come back and start it up again?
Could be. Could be.
Because it seems like they want to do both, you know?
This bunch of rocks and stuff right up along here.
Yeah.
That is where the old boarding house was. That was probably their storeroom or cellar or whatever.
Now, well, hold on a minute, because my mom told me that he actually lived at the mine during the week.
And that's what it was. It was
Right there.
in there. Uh-huh.
Wow.
It was a wooden building. They've burned it down or whatever. I mean, you know.
Right.
But yeah, they had a boarding house right here. See, it was during the war, and you didn't have gas and tires and stuff to travel back and forth.
Right.
And so they just come.
So
out
he lived
here and
right
stayed.
there.
He stayed out here 5 days a week and come out on Monday mornings and home on Friday nights.
Wow.
See that big pipe right there?
Yeah.
I'm assuming maybe that was the airway to blow the air down into that incline.
Okay.
So I didn't work in this one, but they closed the old 15 down right over here.
This is the old 15.
Well, this is the incline, and the old 15 is right over in here. And after they had mined out up here and everything, then we come back down here and mined the top of this one out.
Wow.
It filled up with water and stuff, and we just went down to water level and mined it up.
Oh, okay. You mined it from water level up.
Yeah. And went down the old shaft, just kind of went down the old shaft.
Where's the actual shaft here?
Well, that's to say, I'm not sure. I knew it was in this area, but I never did go actually to it, you know. I just was here and Granddad showed us, you know. But the old boarding house sit right up there. And this right over in here,
Yeah.
if I remember right, this right over in here is where they had their smelter, where they melted the Gilsonite to the beginning.
So they did some processing right here.
Yeah, that's in the early days.
Yeah.
See those little metal pans right over here?
Yeah.
That's what they melted it in. They'd fill that full of Gilsonite and then melt it And when it got melted and all the gas and the rocks out of it, then they'd set that out to cool. And then they'd chip it out of those,
Wow.
well, they'd just almost fall out of the pans. I mean, you know, it wouldn't stick to the walls or anything, and they'd just take a hammer or pick or whatever and break it out of those pans and then sack it
Wow.
from then.
Wow. What were the drums for up there?
Well, I don't know. That would be a good question.
So there were a few buildings on here before.
It might have been drums that they hauled diesel fuel out here. To my knowledge, they run this all on electricity, but maybe before they got electricity, they done some of it on diesel fuel. I don't know.
Uh-huh. So what's this divide? This is the,
Well, that's part of where the smelter and stuff. Yeah, see right there's the the brick house where they melted it right there.
they had a brick house and they put it in?
Uh-huh. They had that big furnace built in that little brick house, and then the pans and things set outside.
So they'd fill this pan up with Gilsonite. They fill the pan up with Gilsonite, then we put it in the brick house.
No, the brick house is where the furnace was.
Oh, this is Gilsonite, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are big.
See, that's kind of sheet of rock.
Yeah, that looks like a rock.
That's Gilson that's been melted or heated with the Gilsonite or whatever, you know.
Where's the shaft? Is that it right there?
No, the incline is right up in there someplace. And the old number 15, that's the vein right down between them fence lines.
Oh, they put a fence around the vein, huh?
Yeah, they have to, because they had the top of it all pretty well all mined out. They're dug down, I mean, you know, so it was dangerous to livestock.
Wait a minute. This is dangerous to livestock?
Well, it was at the time until they put this around. Because it was just a great big trench. And it went down deeper than what you could see, and if livestock fell in it or whatever.
Oh, it was a pretty deep trench.
Yeah.
This is the trench I've heard about.
Yeah, probably.
And they called this the number 51?
This is the number 15.
Number 15. I don't see the trench though.
Well, it looks like they've come in with a cap and covered it all up.
How far did it go down?
Oh, way down there.
No, but I mean how deep? How deep was the trench?
Like I say, I don't know. It's deeper than what you could see on the slope. But the mine itself went down about 1,500 feet.
Wow. So they've gone in here and filled it up.
Yeah, it looks like the environmentalists or somebody's made them
Fill it up.
come and fill it up. So see, this is the vein right through here, so the incline would probably be right up in here someplace, right straight north of us around that.
What's that stuff there?
Well,
Concrete?
I don't know.
But you did work here or you didn't work here?
I worked in the 15 right here.
You worked in the trench?
No, I worked in the mine itself. See, they trenched it all out before they dug it.
Oh, okay.
Before they mined.
I can actually hear the
You hear
natural
that
gas going
stuff going through it, can't you?
That's weird.
Groceries or whatever.
So Granddad was out here during World War II.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was froze to his job. And that pipe right there must be something that blew air down in the mine.
Yeah. And you suspect the mine was right where all those rocks are?
Probably right up in there someplace, Like I say, I never was really to the mouth of it. We'd just come down and park on the road like you are right there now. And
Yeah.
Granddad would just tell us about it, whatever, you know.
What would he tell you? Just statistics or?
No, just where the mine was and how they mined it, and just the good stuff.
This is where he used the sacks.
Uh-huh.
This is where he sacked.
Yeah.
Wow.
There and the old 15. The old 15 is just right on that ridge right there, I believe. I can't remember just how far down there it is, but it's not very far, you know.
Yeah.
And then down, well, it'd be east of where that well battery is where we started to put another shaft down. And I don't know, we went down, seems like 200 or 300 feet, and that just petered out again. Just went to solid rock again. So.
It's hard to know, isn't it, what's going to do. This one was pretty deep. I mean, if he worked here for several years.
I don't know how far they went on the incline on this one. But yeah, it must have been, it must have been 15 or some of the deeper ones anyway.
So you remember there being a building right there?
I remember
right there, and then another one.
And everything,
And he lived here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they'd stay here, like I said, they'd come out on Monday mornings and stay until Friday night.
Wow.
Because like I say, back then, you know, they froze people's jobs.
Right, you were stuck in that job during the war.
You couldn't quit if you wanted to. And that's what he was. He was froze to his job here, and they didn't, gas was rationed and everything. You didn't have enough gas to travel back and forth, you know.
But this isn't the first mine he started in, is it?
Well, like I say, I don't know whether it was this incline or 15, but it
was right here.
Two. Yeah, one of these two right here.
What age did he start? Do you know?
I don't know, Dean. He was quite young.
But he was already pretty much
Probably
professional when you.
Maybe or somewhere. But he started out with his dad on staking out these claims and things for people. I think if you'd asked Grandma, he started out doing that.
And we got a hole here.
There's an old tank or something under right there.
Oh, look at that.
See, that's deep.
There's a water tank or something underneath there?
That's what it looks like, don't it?
Yeah.
We'll go across there with the truck and fall in.
Really? What about this hole right here?
Well, it's just one of the prospect holes right
Oh, not a shaft, huh?
I don't think so. Now, see, that's just where the vein is. How deep that would be, I don't think it'd be very deep looking at that pole right there. I'm not in that pole sitting on the bottom. But that's their old furnace right there. What they melted the Gilsonite with, that old metal thing right
there. Wow. How much volume would 10 tons take? About the size of the Jeep?
Oh, more than that.
More than that?
On a semi, you could get about 20, 25 ton on it. And it would be stacked clear up to the top. I mean, you know, that's all the road limit would ever let you haul.
So you and Granddad could cover the whole back of a semi, just your work in one day. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right.